Hi, how are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm wonderful.
I want to first thank you for coming and sitting and talking with me today. I know that we were expecting to have a little bit larger group, but I'm Crystal Rogers. I'm the RN, and we're going to be speaking today on weight management for intervention of obesity. Okay. And at the end, I'll ask if you have any questions that you may have, and we'll go over that in the end. A few objectives I want to cover while I'm here. First, just being able to define the parameters of obesity. Secondly, just being able to identify medical conditions that are associated with obesity. Third is just being able to identify resources out there that are available to you to recognize low fat, low sugar dietary measures. Fourthly, just exercises, physical activity. We're going to discuss physical activity to a certain extent, but just being able to identify what works the best for you. And lastly, just being able to formulate a realistic weight loss goal. Okay? All right. All right. As you know, I know that I've spoken to you before in the past a little bit, or maybe some other individuals here in the clinic have spoken about obesity in the past. Here in this clinic, it is the second highest medical condition that we see within the clinic, with a whopping 39% of individuals here in the clinic having obesity. And obesity is defined as having too much body fat or having a BMI greater than 30. Every attempt should be made to try to sustain your body weight to avoid the onset of chronic health conditions which have been linked to obesity. Now, of course, many people would like to lose weight for the mere sake of vanity reasons, just to be able to fit into that perfect outfit. But we want to look at a much bigger picture. Research has shown that the risk for chronic conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, and heart disease increase significant with a BMI greater than 30. So taking steps to decrease that body weight can be a beneficial treatment and prevention to these medical conditions. Methods used to decrease body weight include modifications in dietary measures and physical activity. In some cases, a lot of individuals are unaware of poor dietary choices that they're making and become frustrated with the lack of progress. In cases like this, a process called food journaling is encouraged. And you probably ask, have you ever heard of that before, food journaling?
I think I've tried to do that in the past. It's just, I would forget sometime to write stuff down, and I say I'm going to do it later, and I just forget.
You just never get to it? Okay. Well, I don't know if you've heard of this before. There are actually some programs out there that can help assist with that. It kind of helps to ease the burden of having to pull out pen and paper and journal and write that stuff down. Once you log it in some of these applications, such as MyFitnessPal or Lose It, the information is already there. All you have to do is just check the box. With this technique, it's suggested that all individuals record all foods eaten. So everything that touches your lips, you want to be recording that. At the same time, it's suggested that the stress level and emotional feelings that you're feeling at that time be recorded as well. Because sometimes it's associated to, stress eating or anxiety or something of that nature. But it's a pretty simple process, and, I can walk you through that later, and I have some information on that here too that I can provide you with. Let's see. And what these apps actually do also are break down the foods that are consumed so that you're aware if you're meeting or exceeding goals of your nutritional value. Certain foods that may be higher in sugar or maybe higher in cholesterol. At least this way you can identify those potential problems. Another app that I like to encourage patients to use is Fooducate, which is it's one of my favorites actually. It's a website that actually grades the foods that you eat, like a report card, like from A to D. And what you can do is you can download the app on the phone, you can take it in the grocery store, you can scan the barcode, and it'll tell you what's good about the food, what's bad about the food. But it also provides you with alternative choices if it's possibly not the best food to be eating. And my dad, he's 72, he uses it all the time. It's very user friendly, very efficient. And like I said, I have information on that I'll provide to you as well. Also, something else you want to think about too when you are grocery shopping. As always, the shorter the ingredient list, the better. And when grocery shopping, try to limit your purchases to the outer perimeters of the store. Fruits, vegetables, dairy products, lean meats such as baked chicken, turkey, fish. The fewer processed foods, the better. And this applies to soft drinks as well. I know a lot of times it's the go-to, just having a quick soft drink. So many vending machines around, just something to quench that thirst, but something that's a little tasty. The downside to that is that these soft drinks, like a Coke, contains 9 teaspoons of sugar. So if you can just sit and think about feeding yourself 9 teaspoons of sugar, yeah, and sometimes that's even before somebody leaves the house. So that's not taking into consideration any other meals throughout the day. For women, it's suggested that we have 6 teaspoons of sugar in a day. Men, 9 teaspoons of sugar within a day. But that's the max. So we already know that excess sugar is converted into fat. So if we're potentially trying to lose weight, we definitely want to stay away from the soft drinks, sugary sodas, and use water. Water is always the beverage of choice. Another component which can contribute to weight loss is increased physical activity. Of course, we have to burn off all the extra calories that we've consumed. Unfortunately, in some cases, genetics plays a significant role. And if this is the case, this only means that some individuals have to work a little bit harder than others, but it can be done. It's recommended that individuals perform some type of moderate exercise 3 to 5 days a week. And this can vary from brisk walking, water aerobics, gardening, jogging. So, I mean, sometimes you just have to think outside of the box a little bit. It doesn't necessarily mean running a marathon or sprinting or anything of that nature. But using a combination of this physical activity and dietary measures, just modifying your diet a little bit is the best way to ensure continued weight loss. So actually, the most important thing for you to recognize or to realize is that even though I provide all this information for you, it's important for you to take control of your own health. You have to be in the driver's seat. It's always good to come for suggestions or advice, to your medical provider or to the clinic, because we do offer health coaching here for matters such as weight management. But you have the ultimate say-so in your life, in your weight, you decide whether you're going to get up and exercise that day or if you're going to eat that pizza. But we will be here for support in any case when you need it. So that is the most important. Do you feel like you're ready to take that step yourself at this point in time?
I think I'm ready. I've never been this big in my life, baby.
You have?
No, I've never been this big. See, I had some knee problems, and it prevented me from exercising.
Oh,
but
okay,
since,
okay.
You're telling me I can get some brisk walking in, just some basic things, and most importantly, that app. What's that app you mentioned on there?
The MyFitnessPal or the Fooducate?
The Fooducate.
Okay, I have information on both of those for you. And since you mentioned the knee problems that you have, a lot of times it can add extra stress on your knees when you're walking or jogging or something of that nature. So possibly you could consider some water aerobics, some water exercise to take some of that stress off of your joints. And that's the kind of thing, those are the type of things that we talk about in health coaching, some alternatives for you, some alternatives. If one thing doesn't work, maybe we can suggest or recommend something else. Just as long as you're in that driver's seat and you're making the steps, we're going to be right here to support you the whole way. And here again is the literature that I have for you on some of those apps that I talked to you about. Healthy weight, defining what healthy weight is, and just the steps that you're going to take to get there. And also the health coaching services that we offer here in the clinic. Okay, well, I thank you again for coming in. I really appreciate it. It has been such a joy talking to you.
Thank you very much. I look forward to losing weight.
All right, I'm going to be right there with you. You have a good one.
You do the same.
All right, bye-bye.